This is your evening routine practice. Hi, friends. I am Katie Arnold, and after getting such great feedback on the morning routine practice, I wanted to bring you a practice that you can do in the evening. Whether you decide to do it right before bed, which I highly encourage, or if you just decide to do it in the evening to help you wind down, this practice is great. It's going to have three components to it: journaling, meditation, and some super gentle movement. When it comes to the evening, we really want to help invite softness and ease. And that's what this practice is all about. Prop wise, what you need is a journal of some sort or a notebook, whatever you use, and something to write with, and a wall space. Now, if you don't have a wall, that's totally fine. You can use the edge of a bed, the edge of a couch, you could use a chair. We'll be doing a legs up the wall. And if you're doing something that you don't have the full space all the way up, you're just going to bring a bend to your knees. I'll remind you when we get there later. And then depending on where you are doing this practice, because you don't need to do it on your mat, I am choosing to do so simply for the sake of filming purposes and how that works within my home. But I am doing this on a hardwood floor. So I do have a blanket that I'm going to use to soften my surface for that legs up the wall. And then I also have blocks just because I will use them as a little table for our journaling session. One thing before we get started with our practice today, I am going to leave you in our legs up the wall posture. So in order to not disturb you, if you don't already have my free mindful movement class calendar, the link is in the description below. It is a free month of practices to help meet you where your body is at on any given day. And I help teach you how to figure that out, how we go about that discussion with ourselves. So grab that at the link below. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please take a moment to do so. It does help more people find free yoga. All right, let's get to our practice. All right, so I'm actually going to sit on the edge of my blanket as well because it's nice and comfortable for me. You can do this entire practice from your bed as well if you would prefer. We're going to start with about 2 minutes of journaling. Now, I'm going to give you two different options. You could also totally go rogue, that's fine too. But I want you to either think about journaling gratitude from your day, the small moments, the big moments, whatever comes to mind. Or I want you to do some brain dumping and just letting out any of the thoughts that might be coming up to the surface, whether it's things from your day, to-do lists, your grocery list, like those things that end up kind of clouding our minds when we're trying to fall asleep and we think of them in those moments. I want you to try and get them out now. So we're going to take just about 2 minutes here and spend some time journaling. If you start with one and you find that you have more that you want to write, or if you want to try and do both of them, you can do that too. If you want more time to journal, I also invite you to pause me and spend as much time journaling as you want or as you have, and then just pick this practice back up when you are done with your journal practice. And just start to wrap up your journaling. As I said, if you want more time, feel free to pause and just come back to it, or come back to the rest of this practice. And we're going to come into a seated posture for our meditation. So letting your sit bones be heavy, crown of your head pulling up towards the ceiling. You can close down the eyes if you feel comfortable with it. You can soften your gaze. Starting to think about this idea of withdrawal of the senses. So not allowing those eyes to be distracted by anything else that may be happening within your space. And instead turning your gaze inward. This meditation practice today is relatively simple. Remembering simple doesn't always mean easy, but it's relatively simple. I want you to think about inhaling peace, joy, contentment, and exhaling any stress or worries from your day that you're ready to let go of. We inhale more softness and ease. We exhale anything that feels heavy, stagnant, stuck. We inhale gratitude. We exhale fear or concerns. And you just keep going like that. You don't need to change the breath. You don't need to control the breath. If it feels supportive, you could take those exhales out of an open mouth, absolutely. But we are just simply noticing the breath and thinking about those inhales being a place of positivity, of lightness and ease. And those exhales being the thing that moves that heaviness out of the body. And maybe while you're here, you also notice that from our practice of journaling first, maybe it's a little bit easier for you to come to this space of meditation. Maybe you notice the monkey mind is a little quieter right now. If that's not the case today, that's okay too. That's just something to note, to acknowledge. It's not good or bad. It doesn't mean you're failing. Come back to the breath. We're just going to move right into our gentle movement. So start to drop the chin down towards the chest. Roll the right ear towards the right shoulder. Feel that stretch through the left side of the neck. Take a breath in. On your exhale, just start to turn the chin down towards that right shoulder. Inhale, lift it up. Ear goes towards the shoulder. Exhale, chin down towards the shoulder. It's a small movement, but just notice the change that it might create. Inhale, ear to shoulder. And one more time, exhale, chin to shoulder. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. And start to roll the chin down through center, chin to chest. And exhale to the other side, left ear down towards the left shoulder. And just notice differences from side to side. Take a breath in. Exhale, turn the chin down towards the left shoulder. Moving slowly here. So inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, chin to shoulder. Inhale, ear to shoulder. Exhale, chin to shoulder. Inhale, ear to shoulder. And exhale, roll the chin down through center and lift the head up. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, bring that right hand beside that right hip. Reach the left fingertips over towards the right side of your space. Left bicep by the left ear. And left sit bones are pulling down towards the mat, towards the bed, towards whatever may be underneath you right now. Inhale, lift it back up through center. And exhale, take it to the other side. Left hand behind the left hip or beside the left hip. Opening that right shoulder up a bit. Inhale up through center. And now just twist it over towards the right. Right hand can plant behind the right hip. Left hand can come to the right knee. And don't try and force this twist. We're really just moving gently. And so it's just only taking that twist as far as feels supportive right now. Inhale, bring it back up through center. And exhale, take it to the other side. Right hand can cross to the left knee. And find the length up through the spine, like someone is pulling a string up through the crown of your head, stacking one vertebrae on top of the next. Inhale, reach those arms high. And exhale, bring them down through heart center. If you are sitting atop a blanket, go ahead and slide it out from underneath you. We're going to stay in that same position with the legs, but we're just going to start to walk the fingertips forward. Maybe the forearms come down onto the mat. And think about still pulling the hips down towards the mat. Super gentle hip opening, nothing crazy. And lifting yourself back up. All we're going to do now is switch the crossing of your legs. So bring the other foot in front. First, lift up tall. And exhale, start to walk the fingertips out, forearms down. Noticing any differences from one side to the next. And lifting yourself back up. Go ahead and make your way to your wall space if you're not already. If you are softening your surface with a blanket like I am, go ahead and lay that out. And we're going to come into our legs up the wall. So the easiest way, it's always a little funny to get into legs up the wall, but the way that I find to be easiest is actually to sit side by side as close to that wall as I can get. And then I start to come down onto one forearm, and then I scooch my booty all the way to the wall. And then I can lower all the way down onto that side and swing both legs up. Once you get there, you might find you want to scooch the booty in a little bit closer to the wall. Whatever works for you here. And then again, if you are using a couch or like the front of the couch or a chair or the edge of your bed, it's okay if your legs can't be all the way straight and you bring that bend to your knees and just allow the calves to rest down on the top of that surface. And if you haven't spent this entire practice with your eyes closed or softly gazing down, and I invite you to do that here. Breath is just flowing naturally and easily. And this is actually the place that I'm going to leave you. If you have more time, I fully invite you and welcome you to stay in your legs up the wall for as long as feels supportive. If you're ready to come out of it, you just bring your knees into your chest and then roll onto one side, coming into a fetal position before you press yourself up. If you have the time, maybe you linger here a little bit longer. Maybe you can transition right to your bed and get that restful night's sleep ahead. Om Shanti. Peace.